Hello. For the few people here today who do not know me, I'm Carol Bilderbeck Gray, and I am the middle daughter. First, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today to my mother's celebration of life. My mother had many talents in life, one of which was the ability to get up and speak in public coherently, intelligently, and forcefully. I did not inherit that ability, so I will simply attempt to read my stories. During her lifetime, my mother discovered that she had a deep intolerance of the lowly gray squirrel, and her goal in life became eradication of any one of them that came within 100 feet of her house or 50 feet of her bird feeders, where they could wipe out her supply of bird seed before she could finish filling them. Shortly after she and my father moved from the restaurant to their log cabin, this goal became more intense when she pulled out her rifle and started shooting in an attempt to scare them away. At about the same time, my father bought a new Datsun pickup truck to drive and haul his lobster traps to the pier. He loved that pickup truck and kept it in very good shape. However, one day, arriving at the pier, one of the local fishermen yelled at him, "Hey Eddie, who has been shooting at you?" My father, "What are you talking about?" The fisherman, "You have bullet holes in your door." Apparently, my mother's bullets had a habit of ricocheting off rocks. It cost her a new truck door. My husband often teased her about getting a plaque that had 3 gray squirrels and 1 Datsun door on it. Time goes by and the squirrels plot their revenge. One night during a family dinner, with Barb and Frank Severance, a squirrel kept running up and down the log cabin and even attempted to come in the entranceway. Barb got up and shooed it out. Now, my mother always started her phone calls to me with, "Carol, this is your mother," like I wouldn't know who it was. After dinner the next morning, bright and early, I received one of these calls. "Carol, this is your mother. You have to come over and take me to the hospital. That squirrel came in and bit me." She had a couple bites on her arm and neck, plus scratches down the arm. The result being rabies shots for the next 6 weeks. One for the squirrels. More time goes by and she is now up the hill in the mobile home. The phone rings. "Carol, this is your mother. Those squirrels are here again and eating all of the bird seed. You have to do something." I learned through the years that those calls usually meant bring your stepladder, hammer, and other tools, and this call was no exception. I was able to hang the feeders to the garage eave, and my mother was satisfied for a while. But it wasn't long before those squirrels figured out a way to jump and swing from the eaves to the feeders, and the battle was back on. "Carol, this is your mother. I found a trap in the shed, but I don't know how to set it. You have to come over." Now, I knew what this meant, but over I went, set the trap, and left hoping we wouldn't catch one. Having been denied their daily bird seed, my mother figured they would go for the trap food if she didn't fill the feeders, and she wasn't wrong. The very next day, "Carol, this is your mother. We have one. You need to get rid of it." Now, putting a very mad squirrel hissing, spitting, and peeing in your car is not one of my ideas of fun. I would drive them backcountry far enough so that I thought they would not find their way back and release them. I don't think this was my mother's idea of getting rid of them, but it was as far as I was going. The squirrel population did diminish. However, when I left for home in the fall, they would replenish, and by the next spring, the battle was back on. Towards the end of her life, my mother gradually learned to coexist with the squirrels. Not always happily, maybe a stick or two tossed and some rough language thrown out, but I no longer had to set the trap. The last summer I spent with her, she told me she didn't think she could physically go out and fill the feeders anymore. Okay. But whenever I went to benefit, I still had to pick up a supply of bird seed. And whoever was around, excuse me, Wendy, Lisa, myself, or anyone who knocked at the door got the job of filling the feeders, and my mother would sit at the red table watching the birds eat and rapping on the windows to drive off the squirrels. In her battle with the squirrels, I don't think I can declare a winner, because I believe somewhere it still goes on. And whenever I see a gray squirrel suddenly jump straight up in the air, I'm sure my mother is up there pitching a stick.